Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, today we're going to do another episode of Bites and Nibbles. It's funny, these Bites and Nibbles segments, they always seem to start with one question for me. That question is, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? And I asked that question this morning. I started digging through one of my cookbooks, and I found something that looks pretty simple and pretty tasty. Today we're going to make a pepper steak with potatoes. Like I said, this looks pretty easy. We're going to start off with some sirloin steak, a little garlic, a little cornstarch, some pepper for taste, some beef broth for the coating, a little olive oil for marinating the meat, and then some onions, red potatoes, and a bell pepper. Now the potatoes, bell pepper, and onion require a little cutting up, as does the meat, so I'm going to do that ahead of time, and I'll catch up with you in a few minutes, and we'll start throwing this thing together. Alright, I've got all my ingredients chopped up and ready to go. I got my bell peppers, my onions here, my meat here, and my red potatoes in here. Now the first instruction says take the red potatoes, kind of cover them in water in a microwave safe bowl, and we're going to put it in high for about 5 to 7 minutes until the potatoes are nice and soft. Alright, see you in 5 to 7 minutes, or at least until I set up the next scene. Alright, next we're going to prepare to saute our meat. So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in my skillet. A little larger than normal skillet, so we're going to put a little bit more olive oil than usual. And we're going to add in some garlic. Going to add a little bit more of that too, because I like garlic. We're going to turn the heat on high, and we are going to put our meat in here, and we are going to brown it until it's, brown. Catch up with you in a few. Okay, some time has gone by. Our meat has been pretty effectively sauteed. Smells really good. I love the smell of garlic and beef. Can't go wrong with that, can you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this aside for a couple minutes, and I'm going to use the same pan to saute my veggies. Okay, we got the pan back ready to go, a little bit more olive oil, and I'm going to put my veggies in there. And we're just going to kind of saute them a little bit until they're nice and brown. And that should just take a few minutes. I'll say at this point the onions and bell peppers don't smell as good as the beef did, but that's okay. Give it a little time and it'll be alright. Alright, our veggies are nice and pretty well sauteed now. Nice and tender and well cooked. Now we're going to kind of add in all the extra ingredients that we've already prepared. I've got my potatoes that are ready to go. They've been in the microwave, so they're nice and soft. I'm going to add my meat. And we're going to mix this all together, and we're going to let this just cook for a little while. There's a sauce that we have to prepare ahead of time, and that needs to go first. So I'm just going to kind of get everything mixed together. I'm going to add my pepper right now. That's sort of to taste. I'm going to put quite a bit of pepper in there because I like pepper, and I get to have what I like, right? You don't have to do that if you don't want. Looks pretty good though, doesn't it? I was thinking I almost should have made some rice or something to put this over, but we'll see how it is, and maybe we'll make some recommendations on how to improve it at some point in the future. Like I said, we're going to add some fresh ground pepper. I kind of tend to grind my pepper pretty coarse because I like having big peppercorns in my food. Really adds to the flavor. Alright, that should do. I'm going to mix it up a little bit more here, and then we're going to put a cover on it, and we're just going to let it cook at kind of a low temperature for a while. I guess while we prepare the next part, right? Okay. the lid on that. We're going to lower the heat down to about a medium, And then we're going to prepare the sauce that goes over the top of it. That's going to be real simple. So while that cooks, I'm going to prepare my sauce, which is going to go over the top of the beef concoction. Basically, it's just beef broth and a little cornstarch to thicken it up. Alright, so we've allowed this to simmer a little bit at a lower temperature. I have prepared my beef broth, and now I'm literally just going to pour it right over the top of my mixture here. And once we get it in there, we'll kind of mix it up a little bit, get the flavor kind of coating everything. But I think we're coming close to the end of this recipe here. All we gotta do now is wait for my favorite part. You know what that is. Alright, let's go with this. Now I'll admit, initially I was a little concerned that this might be a little weak in the flavor department. There really isn't a lot to add to flavor. You have the bell peppers, which will kind of mellow out a little bit. The onions will mellow out a little bit. And of course you get the black pepper on there. But basically, other than like the garlic and the sauce, it seems like it maybe shouldn't be an enormous amount of flavor. But like I said, we're going to see and we're going to try right now. That was a piece of potato. That was pretty good. And yeah, I think it does need a little bit of salt. I added that ahead of time, kind of anticipating this, but this is actually pretty good. Yeah, there's actually some pretty good flavor in there. Like I said, I was a little concerned it might not have that much flavor, but the bell peppers are helping a little bit. The onions are helping a little bit. And of course, I love garlic, and I put a lot of garlic in this. You don't maybe have to do that as much if you're not into that as much as I am. And like I said, I added a little salt and a lot of pepper, but it is actually pretty good. I would probably have cooked the potatoes a little bit more. They're still a little bit crunchy, but I guess on subsequent reheatings, that'll you know, make the potatoes a little less crisp. But they're pretty good. I don't really have any issues with this. So yeah, this is a good one. Very simple to make, start to finish. I think it took me 30-35 minutes to do. So, you know, I'll get 3 or 4 meals out of this, and that's good. So definitely recommend this one. I'll put this in the comments below. You can check it out if you like. And until then, I think that's all that I have for today. So thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Bon appetit.